But that was a busy ass episode of Power, man. It was a busy ass episode. I mean, we even fucked around and went overseas. You feel me? We finna get into all that though. But before we get into all that, I need y'all to leave a like, I need y'all to leave a comment, and I need y'all to subscribe for me right now. And most importantly, I need you to turn on notifications. I'm watching you, and I've seen you still ain't turning on yet. So turn that shit on. But with that being said, man, let's just get straight into this action-packed ass a million and trillion one thing as episode of Power we just watched. So at the beginning of the episode, this nigga Tate be everywhere, bro. That Tyreek is. It's like Tate is only ever where Tyreek is. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't even really have nothing to do with this episode for real. It's just funny that Tate just so happens to be in all of these fucking spaces where Tyreek also is. And he just so happened, I think he messed with don't he mess with the professor? The new professor they got for the classroom? Ain't that like one of his little shorties or whatever? I don't know, Tate just one of my favorite characters because that nigga funny, bro. He just always look like he up to no good. So if you listen to the classroom dialogue, it always kind of gives you a hint as to what the episode is about to be about or the dilemma for the episode. So in this scene, when they were in the classroom, they were talking about second chances. So my assumption, I keep notes as I'm watching it. My assumption when I seen that, I'm like, okay, this is the episode when they gonna find out. You know, when Reed gonna find out. Because we're talking about second chances. Like, I knew it had to hit the fan for somebody in Tyreek's circle. I didn't know how it was gonna happen or what exactly was gonna happen, but just based off the dialogue of second chances, I said, okay, somebody finna get caught up within the next hour and 2 minutes of this episode. You know, I know the Wests pretty much only keep Tyreek around because of the diversity and the fact that RSJ is black, but I think RSJ actually really likes Tyreek. Like, he sees something in Tyreek. I wonder if their relationship will really actually be something that we have consistently throughout the show, or is this just a means to an end type of situation? I guess we'll see with the episodes to come, but I'm definitely taking a recognition to the fact that RSJ really rocks with Tyreek. So the whole thing with Zeke, right? Obviously we know Zeke was killed, and they thought initially that IG, which is International Guap, killed Zeke, but it wasn't. So Monet needed Tyreek to figure out exactly where IG was, or was it like, basically, did he do it or did he not do it? So Monet and Tyreek meet, and Tyreek gives her the information. Basically, he didn't do that shit because he was in the DR at the time. So now we know for a fact that, well, now we already knew, but now Monet knows for a fact that IG didn't do it, and she's pretty sure that Lorenzo did it. So yeah, I told y'all at the beginning of this, Power got on their international shit this episode. Them folks went overseas to Italy. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like Power, man. We just be anywhere and everywhere. You feel me? And they was on the same bullshit in Italy as they be in New York. They was on the same bullshit. So then we get to the scene where the police well, not the police, but whatever they are, the detectives or whatever the fuck Jenny and Rodriguez and them are, and they're just having that conversation, and she's saying that she doesn't believe what Monet is saying, and Rodriguez basically they put together some shit that kind of basically ties the Tahadas to what happened last episode when them white folks got killed or whatever. They was able to connect the dots to those two situations. So I'm interested to see how that hands out, if it end up being something for real that they're able to use or not. So then we get to the scene where Monet is talking to Kane, and Kane can sense something is off with his mom. You feel me? He can tell just based off the questions. He's like, obviously Kane knows the truth. So when he's answering these questions, he's answering it in his mind, understanding the fact that he knows that Lorenzo actually did it. So she's asking the questions, and he can tell that she's suspicious, but he stands his ground. But Kane eventually ends up telling Lorenzo, like, hey man, she knows something's up, and you might be better off being there to the punch, because this shit gonna end up, she knows something. We don't know if she know you, but she knows something. Now, me, I'm all for love who you gonna love. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool with any and all of everybody. But damn, we get a Drew sex scene every single goddamn episode, bro. Shit. I'm tired of seeing Drew have sex, bro. I don't want to see that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with none of that, you know what I'm saying? But I done seen Drew have more sex than the fine women on the show. That ain't sitting right with a man like me, you know what I'm saying? Just a little, I don't know. I know y'all know too, though. I know y'all have noticed that. It's a lot of Drew sex going on in this show, bro. So we get the scene after the sex scene, obviously, where Drew finds out from his cousin / boyfriend that one of the white dudes that they shot last week, well not last week, I'm sorry, but last episode was a CI. So you know what that means. He survived. Well, at the time, they still believed him to have survived the shots and he was at the hospital. So they're like, fuck, we got to get to the hospital and finish this off before the DEA and police, you know, obviously everybody gets to him or whatever. And the phone is loaded with, you know, he took pictures of Braden, he took pictures of all of that shit. He had a picture of Lorenzo. Shit could have really hit the fan if his phone, or even just if he spoke into the wrong people. So then we get to the scene with Monet, and she goes to talk to Frank's wife, and she tells Frank's wife that Lorenzo put the hit out on Frank after he found out that he snitched, right? And obviously, Monet, you're not slick. She knows exactly what you're trying to do. Like, something's obviously happened in order for you to come tell me this. So, although I do believe you, like she said, like, I know something's slick up with this situation. You feel me? But, you know, obviously, she just wants Lorenzo dead at this point. She just doesn't want to be the one to directly do it, because I think that she feels like her family will probably never forgive her if she does it herself. So she tries to go and convince somebody, or like, you know, gaslight somebody else into handling business for her, essentially. So now we're back in Italy, and their business meeting pretty much goes well. Tyreek does a good job. They get to the bottom of it, and they are able to get the deal done the way they need the deal done. And then we get a scene with Effie and Tyreek, and they say something about this being their first date. I'm like, damn, this y'all first date? Like, y'all asses doing shit a little backwards. Like, y'all done so dope. Y'all done killed folks together and all this shit. Y'all folks ain't where they had something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all never found time. Y'all never find time to go get something to eat or a movie or some shit. Like, everything has just always been moving work. I don't know. That don't sound like a fun relationship to me, though. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't call a bite together before we done went and watched a fucking movie or something, then this shit not starting off the way I wanted to start off, for real. And in the middle of their lunch date, the fucking Wakanda warriors pop up in the middle of Italy. Somehow found these folks. Somehow. Like I said, we gotta let power do what power do, man. We can't ask too many motherfucking questions. We just gotta enjoy the show. So nonetheless, they find Tyreek and Effie. And now they're tasked, they put them on a mission like they damn secret agents or something. And they have to go to basically this rich ass billionaire's house and steal this device that they planted inside the house, essentially. So now them boys is put on a mission. Well, boys, ladies, and gents are put on an overseas mission. Okay? So now we gotta figure out how the fuck they're gonna steal this device, which pretty much just recorded all of their conversations and stuff. How they gonna steal this device from this fucking billionaire? With RSJ in the function, by the way. With RSJ in the function. So Drew and his cousin / boyfriend makes it to the hospital, and when they get there, it is feds all over the place, right? They're like, oh shit. But, you know, he does end up dying in the hospital, obviously, due to the shots or whatever. So they didn't have to actually end up making it there. They did realize that he got killed. But see, then they, you see Rodriguez, and they have a conversation where they overhear her conversation. And basically now it's a sprint to the phone. They need to get to the white dude's phone before the police officer get there, because obviously it's all type of shit in the phone. So they do get down there, they pay the lady, they get the phone, and sure enough, it's pictures of everybody. So he's able to delete all that shit. They break the SIM card or whatever, and, you know, the coast is clear on that shit. So Brayden is the one that's technically looking for the device while Tariq and RJ are outside, and Effie is kind of like the lookout or whatever. But the problem is this is a fucking billionaire's house. So the room has multiple interest points. So Effie covers her interest point while Brayden is looking. Brayden finds it, he's underneath the thing, but somebody comes through another door and basically sees Brayden, right? What y'all think happened? Brayden got his ass fucking heamed up because who the fuck are you in here? You know what I mean? So then Effie's like, fuck. She tries to go into the room. The shit's locked. So now Brayden is kidnapped. Brayden has been kidnapped officially. So then we get to the scene with the Tahada family. They're having dinner, and honestly, this is when I kind of knew the writing was on the wall. Shit was way too happy. Like, they were at the dinner table, they laughing and shit. When last time y'all seen the Tahadas laughing as a family? Come on, bro. This is like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I had knew that this was finna be the end of my nigga Lorenzo. I knew at that point Lorenzo wasn't making it out this fucking episode. Especially with what happens next. So they're having dialogue or whatever, and Lorenzo was in jail for Deanna childhood. So she's not able to relate to these memories or whatever. So they go into the kitchen or whatever, and Lorenzo tells her that he's done asking her to be a part of the drug game. He wants her to just focus on college, and he wants her to be the first Tahada with this, that. So when he said that, I said, oh yeah, his ass finna die this episode, because ain't no way in hell the writers of power is finna let Diana, whatever the fuck her name is, live a stress-free life. We already see that ain't gonna happen. We know that ain't gonna happen. And to me, I rock with Lorenzo because he's always seemed to be like a guy that he takes accountability for his actions. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's like the biggest trait a person needs to have, like as far as their character. Like, you need to be able to say that I did wrong. If you can do that, then as long as you don't do nothing just overly fucked up, as long as you can just admit, or ill will, I should say, like you can't do something with the intent to be fucked up, but as long as you can admit that you fucked up, we good. So we get to Brayden, and they beating the hell out of Brayden ass in there, and they're trying to figure out who exactly does he work for, and they're whooping his ass. Man, them folks got me told, bro. I would have told on the Wakanda Warriors in a heartbeat. Like, I'm not finished. I don't even know them. You feel me? So if I tell you this, especially like if I was Brayden, like I'm white, y'all white, you feel me? These folk black, I would have had to get to be on some racist shit or something, because I ain't finna sit here and get my ass whooped for these folks. I don't even know them. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing if y'all ask about Tariq. I don't even know these folks. I don't even know Prince Shuri and T'Challa. Oh, we're gonna start calling them Shuri and T'Challa. So then we get the scene with Monet and Drew / boyfriend / cousin, and she asks basically like, how long does it take to get over this, etc., etc., etc. And the responses he basically gave was, if I ever got the chance to kill the person that did this, I'll kill him. And essentially he said the grief never ends. It just kind of like goes to the back of your mind, but it's always there. That scene, I had already figured Lorenzo was dead, but I was like, oh yeah, Lorenzo is super dead and he's gonna kill him. But at that point, I had already, the writing was on the wall with that situation. The writing was already on the wall with that situation. So then we get sacked, snooping ass, and David shit. He finds the police file, the stolen police file. He takes a picture of it and he sends the picture to Jenny, and he says, Jenny, let's talk, you know what I'm saying? And she says, can't right now, right? So obviously this puts Sax into this like jealous, like what the fuck is going on type of mind frame. So he goes on basically on a mission to go find her. So we're gonna revisit that in a second. So Tariq and Effie are basically trying to figure out how the fuck they're gonna get Brayden back. And they come up with the fact that, well shit, we gotta give them the only leverage we have, which is the device that we just stole, because Effie does end up stealing the device herself. Once they take Brayden out, she puts it in her purse, right? So I'm like, fuck, y'all just did all that for no reason, basically. But come to find out, they got in touch with King T'Challa and Princess Shuri, and they basically set up a plan that we don't know until the scene actually ends up happening. But They set up a plan that basically lures him into like this open field or whatever, and she basically ends up killing them, right? Come to find out, the man that she had Tariq steal from was the father of her child. So essentially, she just had Tariq set up her baby daddy. Like Tariq said, shout ass a savage. She not bullshitting. Because if you'll kill your daughter's dad, like you'll definitely kill any of us without any second thought, for sure. It's not even a question. And King T'Challa and Princess Zuri was so impressed that Tariq, Brayden, and Effie then fought around and got promoted. Their trial ended and they are officially signed up for the full year service subscription. They have been promoted and basically they're stuck. They will now be working with her. Because obviously they get shit done. So for her, that's good business. And what you gonna do? Not listen to her? And do what? Die? Like, you see, she not bullshitting. You cannot try her. So then we get to the scene where it really starts getting crazy, where Lorenzo and Monet are having that conversation. And you can tell Monet is still just trying to get him to say it. Lorenzo finally comes out and says it, but he says something deep. He says, you brought Zeke into this shit, which is true. Like, you brought Zeke around all of this. You cheated with Mecca. Like, this is all, he was going to try to go kill Mecca. You know what I mean? And Zeke just so happened to be there. You know what I mean? But what Monet is not doing is she's not taking responsibility for the predicaments and the situations that she put Zeke in. Zeke should not even have been around any of that shit. You know what I mean? And I feel like she's just blaming it all. Like, what? Like, come on, bro. This is your husband you talking about. He already know you cheated with him before. You had a whole hidden baby with this nigga. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's just be realistic. Let's be realistic. And you know, I believe Lorenzo when he say he'll never do nothing like to hurt Zeke like that. Like, come on now. You know what I mean? You tell you really meant it, whatever, but she wanted him to get the fuck out. She said, I ain't gonna shoot you basically because of our kids, da. But, you know, we know that she's still gonna get this nigga set up and killed. She just doesn't do it herself, but she's still responsible for this nigga dying. Which I don't think Diana's gonna take to that really well. I really don't. I don't know how Drew's gonna take to it neither, but I think that's gonna be, because the one thing about power, everything comes to light. There's nothing that ends a secret. So that shit's gonna come to light. I wonder like how it's gonna affect the family, but that's definitely coming to light. So we get back to Sax and, well, you get to Jenny. Jenny pulls up and then you see Sax pulling up like a little bit like behind type shit. And he sees people are outside like guarding the house and shit. He like, yo, like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm risking everything, all of my, like, I'm pretty much risking my livelihood for you when I've already told your ass that Tariq didn't do the shit. I know Tariq didn't do the shit. Lauren's in the house, but she's able to hear everything. And Jenny pretty much just straight was an asshole to Sax. Like, you can leave. Like, I don't give a fuck. Basically is what she said. And then the moment of truth. Lauren opens that fucking door. And shit kind of hits the fan for Jenny at this point. Because Sax like, oh, so like, what the, like, you are a fucked up person. And honestly, for as much Sax get on my nerves, he made some valid points about Jenny and that shit. And I'm glad that he told Lauren that Tariq did not do that shit. Like, Tariq would not do that. He said, I seen Tariq's reaction. That wasn't the reaction of somebody that had her killed. You know what I mean? So now Lauren knows, that she doesn't have to stay there because Sax let her know that it's illegal for her to hold you here or trap you here. And two, Lauren also knows that Tariq didn't, or she kind of knows that Tariq didn't actually ask for this to happen. This is all Brayden and Effie's doing. So then Tariq, we get to a scene with Tariq. He's laying in the bed, him and Effie. He gets a random text message saying, meet me at Southgate. He goes to Southgate. I thought it was going to be Sax. Was about to be telling him that Lauren's alive. Nigga, is Lauren alive in the flesh? Bro, can you imagine your dead, quote unquote, dead girlfriend? Like you're going and your fucking dead girlfriend is who meets you at Southgate after this unknown text? Nigga. that would have fucked me up, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I probably would. I would have either died, like had a heart attack, threw up, or like thought I was like schizophrenic or some shit, bro. Cause bitch, you're dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you was my girlfriend. We had a funeral and shit. I done got a whole new girlfriend. Like, where the hell have you been? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is happening? So she tells Tariq, like, no, Braden and fucking Effie did this or whatever. And Tariq is like, what the fuck? Like, I'm about to go talk to them right now. She's like, no, you can't do that. Nobody can know I'm alive, etc., etc. So then Tariq was like, well, shit, you gonna have to trust me then. You know what I mean? Like, if I can't go, you gonna have to trust me. I didn't do this shit. I would never do this. Like, and Tariq didn't do that. And Tariq, I don't think he would do nothing like that. Not to, like, you know, no girl that he loves or no shit like that. So, shit. Basically for him. So then he has to go back to the room, lay back in the bed with Effie, who was the person that, quote unquote, killed or tried to kill your ex, who was only your ex because she fucking died. Well, and Lorenzo died by Drew's cousin / boyfriend. This was the last 5 to 10 minutes of power for you. Hey, man. Hey. I hope y'all enjoyed that episode of Power. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of the EaZy Review. We'll be back next week with the last episode of Snowfall, with the next episode of Power. Probably have another EaZy 10K for y'all. I appreciate y'all tapping in with us. This is a rather long episode. The concept of the EaZy Review is supposed to be an easy review. Like, it's supposed to be something easy, light. This wasn't easy and light, obviously. This was fucking probably like 20-something minutes. But y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I'll catch y'all next week. Thank you for tapping in with me.